Did you ever notice how similar Bill Clinton's and Dwight Eisenhower's presidencies were? Both were two-term presidents in eras defined by transformative presidents belonging to a party opposite theirs. Clinton, the first Democrat elected after Ronald Reagan, and Eisenhower, the first Republican elected after Franklin D. Roosevelt. The direct predecessor of both was the vice president of said transformative president, as Eisenhower took over for FDR's VP Harry Truman, and Clinton took over for Reagan's VP George H.W. Bush. Both broke the only streaks of more than 2 presidential elections won by the same party since the Great Depression, Eisenhower ending a streak of 5 straight elections won by Democrats, Clinton ending a streak of 3 straight elections won by Republicans. Both emphasized their centrism to win their election in such eras, and they governed as such. Eisenhower embraced Keynesian economics of FDR's New Deal and even added to them with policies like the Interstate Highway Act, an expansion of Social Security to 10 million new workers, and a top marginal tax rate of 91%. Clinton embraced the Reagan era of movement conservatism and added to them with policies like gutting welfare, free trade agreements like NAFTA, and deregulation of the banks in the form of legalizing credit default swaps, signing off on mergers among large media companies, and the repeal of Glass-Steagall, which allowed commercial banks to invest with depositor money. Both of their parties controlled each chamber of Congress at the time of their inauguration, but relinquished control of them after their first midterm for an extended period of time. Dems held the House for a record 40 years after Eisenhower's first midterm, and Republicans tied their record of holding the House for 12 years after Clinton's first midterm. They also were both the first newly elected presidents at the end of a major conflict, Eisenhower after the end of World War II and Clinton after the end of the Cold War. In each instance, the idea was they would usher in a new era, and in many cases, they did so in a way that led to an era of good feeling and nostalgia for the people who grew up during their presidencies. To this day, millennials can't stop talking about how great the 90s were, and boomers can't ever stop talking about how great the 50s were. Even popular TV series from Eisenhower's presidency turned into popular movies during Clinton's presidency, like Leave It to Beaver, Dennis the Menace, and The Little Rascals. And both saw their vice president lose hotly contested and close presidential elections at the end of their terms to a presidential ticket that had members of a family political dynasty and ties to Massachusetts and Texas. Eisenhower's VP, Richard Nixon, lost the 1960 election to Massachusetts Senator John F. Kennedy and Texas Senator Lyndon B. Johnson in an election that many claim was rife with voter fraud in Illinois, and Clinton's VP, Al Gore, lost the 2000 election to George W. Bush, the governor of Texas who attended prep school in, wait for it, Massachusetts, after the Supreme Court stopped a recount in Florida when Bush was ahead by just 537 total votes in the state, which decided the election.